Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Within Black Ops 6 this year, we're seeing a few fundamental changes to certain systems that, I won't lie, are concerning me a little bit with what we've experienced so far in the beta, particularly when it comes to the concept and to the idea of pay to win. Now, for the most part, in the history of Warzone specifically, but especially like premium titles in the past couple of years, we don't really have many quote-unquote pay-to-win elements within the game. Now, there are certain pay-to-speed-things-up elements for sure. You can buy Battle Pass tokens, and sometimes certain blueprints from the Battle Pass will have better iron sights or this or that or whatever else. Certain operator skins might be harder to see, but it's still not like a guaranteed gunfight victory or anything like that. There are some things that were announced and were revealed, though, with Black Ops 6 that definitely, in my opinion, raise some red flags when it comes to pay to win. So wanted to break that down a little bit more in depth in this video and talk about why I'm concerned with it and how it could potentially impact the game long term. So the first thing that I want to talk about, really the main topic here, is weapon blueprints this year. And what it means is you are going through the grinds, especially as a free-to-play player. So obviously, Black Ops 6 multiplayer is going to be a commonplace for weapon leveling. There's the joke going around, especially since Warzone dropped, that multiplayer nowadays is just a weapon level simulator for Warzone, right? And to an extent, I think that's true. A lot of people do just buy multiplayer and play it throughout the year, especially as we get into some of the later seasons, to level up their weapons for Warzone because it's a bit more straightforward. You don't have to do all the contract spam or gamble with the RNG of not having your custom gun in your hands in Warzone to actually even level it, right? So as a free-to-play player this year, there's a distinct change with actually leveling your weapons up and getting all the attachments for any specific gun. Not only are there no longer a ton of universal attachments, it's just optics between weapon classes that are shared. So if you want a certain attachment on your rifle or your SMG or your marksman or whatever, you're gonna have to go through and max that SMG or rifle or marksman to whatever level it needs to be to get the attachment you desire, right? So for general meta builds, you're gonna have to do more individualized weapon leveling outright. And we have more weapon levels than we've had in quite some time. You know, MW2, MW3, you could max out a gun in just a couple of hours. It was pretty simple because some weapons only had like 12 levels, others had 25. Like there weren't super large level, requirements for certain weapons and attachment unlocks. This year, though, even just through the beta having 40 to 45, initially the weapon level progress was insanely slow, and of course they changed it a bit in weekend 2, but that time put in was lengthy and will be lengthy as a free-to-play player this year, unless there are blueprints that have certain attachments you want. And this sort of system already somewhat exists in COD. It's just not nearly as quote-unquote pay-to-win-esque because it's so easy to level weapons in the game right now. It doesn't take nearly as much time, and the means of doing so is not nearly as heavy to get an ideal quote-unquote meta setup or anything, right? But with blueprints, you go through, if your blueprint has a barrel that's not unlocked until level 41 on the weapon and you're using it at level 1, you get access to that barrel right away. And that this year is going to have a lot more emphasis on, oh, if I want this unlocked for this weapon, I just buy this blueprint and I don't have to spend the next 40 levels of the weapon grinding it out just to get this, right? So you're skipping a lot of actual grind, situations there where you have to go through and level things up to an extreme amount. Like I said, that system already exists. It's just not nearly as prominent and it's not nearly, default enough of an answer just because weapon leveling right now in Warzone and whatnot with MW2 and MW3 is a lot more simplified. But one specific section of a Call of Duty blog also raised a major red flag for me when it comes to pay to win that, again, is going to hurt free-to-play players the most, in my opinion, and incentivize buying bundles and buying blueprints a lot. And as we do go through this in the remainder of the video, quick reminder, if you're new here or maybe you have not subscribed yet, let's change that. Every single day, I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. Everything going on in COD is right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and if you enjoy this video, you want to shine more awareness, more spotlight on this issue and the concerns that come with it, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It does really help grow the channel and share the video around. But as mentioned, one specific mention of a pay-to-win mechanic in a Call of Duty blog really raised a red flag for me, and it has to do with prestiging. Obviously, classic prestige is back. A lot of players in this game will utilize classic prestige, both premium players on multiplayer and zombies and free-to-play players on Warzone. And with it, obviously you go through, and when you prestige, everything in your base unlocks. So rank 1 to 55 gets relocked. You get one permanent unlock token when you prestige, so you can choose to unlock a specific weapon that maybe you get at level 49 right at level 1 with your prestige permanent unlock token, and that's fine. That's a system we've seen before. But Call of Duty also mentions this: additional permanent unlocks. Note that blueprints and equipment skins that you may own also permanently unlock the base version of the item. So again, let's say there's a rifle that's unlocked at level 49 and there's a blueprint for it in the store. You can buy that blueprint. You now have that full base gun unlocked. You do not have to grind to level 49. Same deal with those attachments as well. You're not going to have to level that weapon to get those right away. Now, admittedly, a lot of the blueprint builds suck. They look awesome. They're super cool designs, but then you put on the actual build and it just does not function like a meta weapon should whatsoever. So that's its own thing. But with this system in play, you can effectively use COD points in the store as a means to permanently unlock any weapon you want, so long as a blueprint exists for it. Now, if you want to call this pay to win, I think there's an argument, because like I said, a lot of the free-to-play players, when you're going through your leveling, you're trying to max out weapons or just get through prestiges, it's going to take a lot longer in some cases than in multiplayer or even zombies, where it's so much more straightforward. And now you can just spend money and instant unlock that stuff. If you want to refer to this as pay to experience something faster, which is a system that we've seen a lot of in COD, if you spend money, it suddenly becomes much quicker to accomplish something. I think you have a valid argument for that as well. It's sort of a gray area, but I do think it's interesting that really this year, more than we've seen in quite some time, spending money in the store is incentivized more than ever. It has more rewards than ever to buy a blueprint based on getting that weapon permanently unlocked forever, so you can prestige without worry, and getting attachments that you don't have to spend hours upon hours upon hours leveling up a weapon to fully unlock. I would love to get your guys' opinion on this down in the comments below, because like I said, I don't really know where I sit on this situation. Is this pay to win? Is this pay to get a faster experience or an easier grind? What would you consider this to be? And also, are you as concerned as I am as to how COD's gonna view this and then just go absolutely berserk, more than they already do, on bundles and on microtransactions, just spamming them like crazy and locking a lot of stuff behind cool store bundles, because they know people will buy those as opposed to spending time on the game to level things up. So like I said, would love to get your feedback on this in specific, but I thought it was an interesting topic. We don't oftentimes discuss pay to win because, like I said, there's really not too many elements in COD that can be considered as such, outside of like one-off blueprints that might have a broken damage range or something that usually get fixed pretty quickly, and everyone wastes their money on the blueprint because it was broken for 2 days or whatever. But an interesting subject nonetheless. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.